This video is going to be a very in-depth video about writing copy for Facebook ads. So I'm going to teach you everything from the different formats you'll encounter to I'm going to break down different Facebook ads with you and go through the copy and actually analyze it and show you how it's written and how you can write yours. I'm going to show you the actual format to use when you're writing your Facebook ad copy. I'm going to give you the terminology that you will come across and use with your clients, and I'm going to give you some extra tips. So I had a phone call. So yes, let's get into it, and here it goes. Enjoy. This one is a little bit different because it's a longer video, and what I will try to do is make little timestamps so you can skip through the parts of the video that maybe you feel like you don't want to learn, or maybe if you're coming back to the video you know where to go, or if you leave it halfway through you can come back to it at a later point, and you can start where you finished off, or you can keep it as a reference for the future when you have orders. I'm also in a bit of a different location. I'm back home. The last time I was recording, I was in Barcelona, and then I took some time off because I was traveling, and now I'm recording from home in London. But I actually usually travel, so this is my family home, but it's not my home. But as you know, being a copywriter gives me the freedom to travel. And the last month was just crazy because I was in like 3 or 4 different countries, and I just didn't have time or the space to sit down and work through my videos. But here it comes, and this is a good one, and I hope I can make up for my absence. Okay, so let me walk you through the different types of Facebook ads. We're going to start with a standard Facebook ad, which would be something like let me just find it for you. Something like this. So this is a standard video ad. I've already annotated this for you, so let me just get rid of all these. The reason I already had notes on there is because I recorded this video once, but then I had the technical issues and basically I have to do it again, but it's okay. So this is a standard video ad that you would see on your Facebook feed. This is from mobile view, which is how most of us access Facebook nowadays. So you can see this is the creative, which is a video, but it also could be an image. And then this is the copy. That would be your job. And then here you have a headline. And then this is the call to action button, which is not customizable. Usually it's learn more or download. It's kind of chosen by Facebook. So this is it. And then the customer would click see more, and then they would read the rest of your copy. So this is the standard video ad on Facebook. This is a lead magnet ad. So again, I've already annotated it. I'm just going to leave it. The lead magnet ad is basically you have the video or the image, you have some copy at the top, and then the headline at the bottom. So this is how Facebook ads differ, as you've probably already noticed, that the headline is actually just underneath the creative, because most people, when they scroll through Facebook, they see the creative first, then they see the headline, and then they will scroll up to read the top copy. So what happens with these types of ads is basically you're trying to encourage the prospect to download a lead magnet. So in exchange for whatever you're offering them, they will give you an email address so that you can later use the email address for email marketing. So this one is look no further than our free guide, 10 tricks to get the click. And what happens is when you click, it opens up a little bit more copy here, and then you enter your details, and then you download the free guide straight from Facebook, so it doesn't take you to a separate web page. Then another type of ad for Facebook is a let me see it. A carousel ad. Oh yeah, there you go. So this is a screen grab from my phone. You see, this is a carousel ad. It has many videos, like 4 or 5 videos. These could also be images, and it has the longer copy, and then each video has a a headline underneath it, a heading, some text. So this is something that you could use to tell a story or explain a process or showcase different products like this. Another Facebook ad is a Facebook story ad. So this would pop up for you as you're going through Facebook stories. And then what happens is it shows up with, the creative. Here it's some sort of a graph. And then some copy starts here. And then you're either clicking more to read the copy, which would basically look like this. And then if you click learn more, it's going to take you to the landing page, whatever that is for this specific copy. And then we have another type of ad that I want to show you. This is a standard image ad for Facebook. But what you can see here, what's different is that she is using the headline and she's also using another additional line of text underneath the headline, which is something that a lot of people use. So you would then call this a headline, and then this would be the CTA, and then you have the button here. So this is just another format that you should be aware of. Now moving on, because Facebook and Instagram are connected, what we have is an Instagram feed ad. So this could be the same ad. So for instance, this client could run the very same ad on Facebook. It would just look a little bit different because as you can see, the Instagram ad has the creative, then underneath it has the button. It doesn't have the headline, and then it goes straight to the copy. And also, as I will mention later on, Instagram is limited to 2,200 characters. So if you're writing an ad that's going to go from Facebook also to Instagram, it's going to have to be shorter, and you have to make sure that you get the information from your client. And then you can also get an Instagram story ad. So this is, again, you're scrolling through your friends' stories, and then the ad comes up, and you have in this case, it was a video. I really like this guy. He's been retargeting me a lot, and his ads are very good. He puts a lot of effort into the production of the videos. And then his copy goes like this, So again, you click the more, and then the more the word more, and then it shows you the rest of the copy. And then if you click learn more, it's going to take you to the landing page. Let me see if there's anything else. There's also this type of ads. It's a messenger ad. So this is in your messenger list, and it will just show up there. And then when you click it, it's going to show you the larger copy and the video, and then it will give you the chance to go to the landing page. So this one has very little text that actually shows, so this would be very crucial to, like, the first sentence would be really crucial. And I think that's everything. Yep. Okay, so now that you understand what are the different ad formats, Facebook ad formats that you might be asked to write, you have to have a little checklist of things that you're going to have to understand before actually sitting down to writing the ad. So it's best to have this checklist, and when you're discussing the project with the client, make sure you go back to this checklist to make sure that you've got all the things, and then you can sit down and you can write amazing Facebook ad copy. So the things that you need to know is, one, the Facebook ad format, which is, we just went through them. So now when you talk to the client, you will understand what they're talking about when they say to you, we're going to run the ads to Facebook, Instagram, the stories, and whatever else. You're going to have an idea of what they are going to be. Now, the second thing you need to understand is the audience. So you can ask for the segmentation. So your client will be doing specific targeting on his Facebook, and you can ask for that because that will also help you. But also you can specifically ask for a customer avatar or the prospect avatar or the ideal customer. It goes by different names, but basically what it is and I think I've explained it in some of my other videos, it's basically the client has the specific person in mind that they want to target, and then you will have all this information in the customer avatar about who the client is. So it could be their gender, their age, where they work, what kind of books they read, where do they hang out, and all these different things, their interests, their behaviors. And this is what's going to help you write copy that connects with the customer. The next thing is to understand the goal of the campaign. So they might want customers to download a lead magnet, or they might want a customer to buy something. They might want a customer to sign up to a course. They might want a customer to leave their details so they could call them back. So it depends on their product and the service. So when you understand that, for instance, the end goal of the Facebook ad is for the customer to go through to a different web page, which will then sell a product, you know that your goal in the Facebook ad is to simply get the person to click. So you're not selling the product yet, you're just getting them to click. So you need to know, you need to be clear of what you're actually doing. Because if a customer comes to you and let's say that they will say to you that they are a coach and they sell coaching programs, right? And they ask you to write a Facebook ad. Now, if you don't get the campaign goal right, what you could end up doing is writing a Facebook ad that focuses on the course, when actually the next step of the funnel is simply to get the customer from Facebook onto a web page where maybe they watch a webinar or they watch something or they sign up to an email list. So just understand what part of the funnel you're at and what is the goal of your actual Facebook ad copy. The next thing is to understand what happens after. So, okay, you know what the goal of your Facebook ad is, but then also have a broader understanding of the entire campaign, correct? So, okay, after my client clicks through to the landing page, what happens then, and what happens then, and what happens then? So how do they go from prospect to paying? The reason it pays to have a broad understanding of, let's turn down the brightness, to have a good understanding of the entire funnel is because then you can help your customer better and you understand the prospect better and what's going to happen after and how to prep them to get from A to B to C to Z. And the last thing you really need to understand, of course, is the product or the service that your customer is offering. So you might want to ask them questions about their product or service if they don't already give you this by themselves, like what makes them different, what are they actually offering, what's the guarantee, all the different bits that will help you create. What we're going to do is we're going to go over an ad and we're going to analyze it, and I'm going to basically show you how Facebook ads are written, how they're constructed to connect with the audience and essentially be effective and sell. So starting with this ad, let's just read through it, okay? Oh no. So it goes like this. I can totally understand why new e-com owners are worried about evil competitors, stealing their winning products, copying their store, destroying their profit. After all, finding a winning product and building a trustworthy e-commerce store that actually makes sales is really hard. Unless you use the e-commerce sales funnel formula I teach in a no-cost video series from zero to sales. That's why I'm giving you full permission to take my winning product, copy my store, copy my ads, because when you know what I know, building a profitable e-commerce store isn't luck. It's a repeatable skill, one you can learn. Just click the link below, drop your email address, and you'll get instant access to this no-cost training. So let's start by highlighting a few things. So in green, I'm going to highlight the prospect, the information that we have about the prospect, the target audience here, okay? So it's going to be for new e-com owners, okay? And yeah. Then what you can see in that first sentence, that very first sentence, it's there to connect with the prospect, to be like, hey, this ad is for you. So if you're a new e-com owner and you're worried about competitors, okay, so this is what they would see, the prospect would see, and they would go, okay, I want to read this. This is interesting to me. This is relevant to me. Relevant is the word we're looking for. Then it goes into this bit, so it just kind of highlights their pain point. This is what we call it, right? Pain point. Pain point. Their pain point is the competitors, and they're worried that their competitors are stealing from them, stealing your ideas. Then it goes on to say that after all, finding a winning product and building a trustworthy e-commerce store that actually makes sales is really hard. So again, this is a pain point, right? You have to find a winning product and then you have to build a trustworthy store, and it's all quite hard. Pain point. I wish it was easier, right? This is what the e-commerce person is thinking. Now, the terminology, finding a winning product, this is super e-commerce terminology. Building a trustworthy e-commerce store, this is all related to e-commerce, right? If you research like how to start an e-commerce store, a lot of tutorials would talk about finding winning products. So he's using language that will that the prospect will relate to. So this part, basically, all of this was about connecting with the prospect, to get them to actually read the ad, to get them interested, to connect with them through their pain. Then it goes, unless, so he's about to present a solution. He's saying, unless you use the e-commerce sales funnel formula that I teach. So it's a sales funnel formula in the no-cost video series, and it's free. This is what he's saying. I have a free solution for you. So straight away, he's addressing an objection. Because a lot of people would say, I don't want to spend money on this. Well, he's saying you don't have to. It's free. And you're going to learn the sales funnel formula, which is called From Zero to Sales. And he's saying, I'm giving you full permission to take my winning product, copy my store, copy my ads. So they get an insight of, he takes them from being worried about evil competitors. And he's saying, look, I'm not worried. You can take all my stuff. Because when you know what I know, building a profitable e-commerce isn't luck. So again, he's addressing an objection here. It's a repeatable skill. Because someone might think, oh, it's just a video that's going to show me, something that maybe you did and you got lucky one time. And he's saying, no, this isn't about luck. This is about a repeatable skill. Or also, he could be, someone's objection could be, yeah, I made a winning store once, as in it was making money, but I think I just got lucky. And that's why I'm scared to, about competitors. But he's saying, no, it's not luck. It's a skill. When you learn with me, you're going to be able to do it over and over again. And you're going to be able to learn that. He's saying just click the link below, drop your email address. So he's telling them exactly what to do. You see, he's making it very clear. You need to give me your email address so they understand this is a lead magnet. In return, for this free training, you have to give me your email address so that I can send you more marketing emails. And then he gives them the link here so they don't have to scroll down to the button below the creative. They can just click here. This kind of acts like a call to action because links are almost intuitive nowadays. So we know to click in. It's going to take us where we want to go. So as you can see, you have the pain points, solution, objections, and then the CTA. This is also objections. Okay, this is another ad, and I thought that this one would be really nice to analyze because it's aimed at copywriters. So let's see if I can take a screenshot of it. So let's start off with the creative, because when you're scrolling through Facebook, what you're going to see first is the creative and the headline. I love this. Okay, so it goes, copysheet.com, freelance copywriting equals change to my desk. So from here straight away, you can see from this that this is aimed at freelance copywriters, of course, who feel like they're working too much, who want to work less. Okay, work less. That should be the promise, right? And then you have the learn more button here. I'm not sure what the creative is. Like, I have no idea. I would probably change this because this just looks, nobody does that. Anyway, let's go to the first part of the copy. I thought freelance copywriting meant more freedom, but all I ever do is write. So this is a quote, and this is meant to, again, connect with the copywriter, right? That's saying, all I ever do is write. All I ever do is work. I don't have what I wanted from this. So this is aimed at connecting with the pain point of disappointment, being disappointed from copywriting, right? From becoming a copywriter. And then he says, I hear this a lot from struggling copywriters. So again, he's trying to get people to connect, right? Is this you? Are you a struggling copywriter? Did you think you'd get more freedom, but all you do is work? They're always locked in writing mode, staring through the bars of their latest deadline. Again, so he's just connecting with the pain point, still saying, you're always in writing mode. It's like being in prison because there are bars and you have deadlines, and writing creeps into every part of their life. Want to grab lunch? Can't. I gotta write. Catch up on Stranger Things? Nope, still working. I thought we were finally going out tonight. I have to hit this deadline. Can we do it tomorrow? So this is, again, pain points, right? Like, this is what your life looks like. You can't do anything because you're always working. You always say no to things because you're always working. Pain points. Pain points. Instead of living their freelance lifestyle, again, this is what you want, right? The freelance lifestyle. They're stuck in an alternate universe with one hand shackled to Google Doc and the other locked in a Slack channel. So again, this is connecting. Do you use Google Docs? Then you'll probably connect to him. Do you use Slack? Then you'll probably find this copy very familiar. Every project is a chore. You're not enjoying it. It's a pain. And they're thinking about giving up on copywriting completely. Are you thinking of giving up on copywriting completely? Because if you are, then this ad is for you. The problem? The writing is just too slow. So now he's giving you the solution, right? Just like the other ad. They come in with a solution. I'm just here. Because what they do is you go through all this pain and they keep kind of reiterating it and talking about it until you're literally fed up of reading the ad. And then they give you a solution. So your writing is too slow. So by that, you're going to deduct that the solution would be to write faster, right? Write faster. But how? Tell me, mister. I get it. I used to be as slow as molasses writer. I would hem and haw over every project, unsure where to start. I studied hundreds of sales letters and knew the formula. Still, projects took 3 times as long as they should. So again, he's connecting with you. I've been where you are right now. I did the studying of the sales letters. I wouldn't know where to start. Projects took 3 times as long as they should have, because I didn't have a system. So again, he's coming in with the solution. The system is a solution. One that would help me dive into projects with confidence so I could write effective copy fast. So he's giving you the alternative to your current situation. You would be confident, you would write fast. And then no more staring at a blank screen, no late night writing sessions. Let's just take it to the next one. But I think you see, like, he's just going over the pain points, solution, a little bit more of pain, then solution. It's just about contrasting, right? So no more staring at a blank screen, no late night writing sessions, no sacrificing family time to meet a deadline. So again, this is kind of like saying what you will gain, but also it's still connected to the pain points. So it's like pain and benefits at the same time. After years of trial and error, I developed a system to crank out effective copy in half the time. So here he is kind of giving you like credibility thing. Why should you trust me? Well, I spent years of my life doing trial and error, and I finally realized how to do it in half the time. And he calls it the 4x6 copywriting system. And then he gives you the link, because he already did quite a bit of copy, right? It's already been a 1 full screenshot. So if you're already sold, you can go ahead and click here. This is like a CTA. If not, then you keep reading, right? So the 4x6 system is not a 15-step video course with exercises that take forever. He's connecting with you because maybe you took a course before and you really didn't find it helpful. With just 10 index cards, you'll have the tools you need to write amazing sales letters, emails, social ads, landing pages, VSLs, or in record time. So he's giving you the benefit, and then the feature is 10 cards. Sounds simple enough? Grab your copy today. Again, CTA. You still not sold? Okay, keep reading. Now, I know the system is already a steal at $7.95. So he gives you the price here for the first time, okay? And he's saying it's already a steal because it saves hours in writing time. But I want to make sure you can cut your writing time in half now. So this is kind of like using scarcity and time to urgency. Now is like urgent, right? Urgent. That's why I'm also offering these bonuses when you order today. Step-by-step video walkthrough at a glance. So you see, he left these bonuses for the people that were not sold with the first 2 call to actions, and now he's giving you a bunch of bonuses like a step-by-step video walkthrough, a glance quick access infographic, video of my live training where I taught it to at this super fast business live event. Okay, so bonuses is to basically get you to click the damn link and buy from him. So I mean, just to go over this, he goes through pain again, then he gives you a CTA, then he gives some benefits and features, then CTAs, then he uses urgency, and now he's starting to go into bonuses. And he's again, plus I'm throwing in the 4x6 copywriting masterclass where you can watch over my shoulder as I break down the 3 high converting sales pages that use this framework. Ready to write more effective copy faster than ever? This is again a CTA. And then if you're not sold, here's what other working copywriters, so he's like, these guys are actually working, have to say about the 4x6 copywriting system. It was hilarious how simple it was to put together an effective sales argument with these. I did this on the way home on the train in about 45 minutes while listening to the training. It's very impressive. Over the years, I've spent thousands on learning copywriting. It was by and large worth it. However, your system is a leap forward for getting it done. Ready to cut your writing time in half? And again. So this is like social proof. This is where you use feedbacks and reviews. They're often fake. I mean, just written by the copywriter. It doesn't matter. It's just part of... so that's the social proof. And then again, a CTA. And then this is the part we discussed first. So I hope you liked that one. It was this was a longer copy. And that's probably because he's writing to copywriters. I mean, if you... Deciding how long the copy is kind of depends on how expensive the product is and how much explaining do you have to do. But he seemed to focus a lot on the pain points and the emotional side of things, and then wrote a little bit about the actual system. But it's probably because, he was writing to copywriters and he knew that we would analyze the crap out of his ad. Okay, so from the examples that we just went through, you will probably already have a rough idea of what the formula for writing a Facebook ad is. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break it down for you one more time so that you can actually take the notes down, and then when you're writing your own Facebook ads, you can use this formula. Now, bear in mind that a formula is a formula, but you can still use some flexibility to adapt it to your product or your service, or the product and service of your customer. But generally speaking, the way a Facebook ad goes is it starts, the first sentence is all about connecting to your prospect. So from the first sentence, the prospect should know that you're speaking directly to them. And this is where knowing your customer avatar comes in handy, because like you saw in those ads, for instance, the copywriter one, his first sentence was basically like, this ad is for copywriters who are working too much, who think they're working too much, right? So you want to say it in a way that reads natural, but basically when you're writing your ad, the first thing you want to do is you want to narrow down who you're writing to, and you want the sentence to basically be that, like, this ad is for this and that person, but you don't say it in that way. It's really, really, really important, because that's where the person is going to be like, oh, this is for me, I want to read this, I want to read the next sentence. And then they read the next sentence, and then they should be like, I want to read the one after. So then after you get the first sentence, then the first bit, now this will of course depend on how long your Facebook ad copy is actually going to be, but the first bit is going to be about the pain points. So you want to connect with the prospect through their pain. So you want to show them that you understand what they're going through, and you have to kind of really think and be creative here, like what kind of things are my prospects struggling with. So your client should be able to give you this information as well in their customer avatar, but let's be honest, not all clients will have that information. Sometimes you're going to have to sit down and talk to them about this and actually figure it out. So for instance, for the e-commerce guy, he was targeting people that are basically scared of the competition stealing their stuff. So then he went through the pains, and he's saying to them, like, yeah, it's hard to build a store. Yes, these people are stealing and they're gonna take your profit and blah blah blah, and I understand you because I've been there. The copywriter guy, he went through it a lot. Like, you're saying no to your family, you're saying no to your friends, you're saying no to your hobbies, to the things that you like doing. So he's really touching the pain points, he's really making people feel something. And then you saw how each of these ads went from the pain to the solution. So they gave you the solution to your pain. So like, you have a headache, take some paracetamol. You want to work less, you want to hear about this solution that I have for you. And then when they go into the solution, they talk about what they're offering, and they straight away address the objections. So you have to think about what kind of objections your customer would have. Are they worried about paying for the course? Are they worried about it not working? Do they not trust you? So you have to put yourself in the prospect's shoes, and then just sit down, and what kind of thoughts would come to you being that person? Would it be, no, I don't want to pay for it? How do I know I can trust this guy? How did he come to this solution? Well, what if it's just, luck or whatever? And then you have to sit down and you basically write the ad copy to address these objections in a very natural way. So you wouldn't necessarily go like, oh, you don't want to pay for this? Well, don't worry, because it's free. You would say something like, hey, this is free and blah, 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 without actually making it look like you were thinking about their objections, if you know what I mean. And then after that, you will have usually the CTA. So if it's like, usually this happens, the more expensive the product is, the more copy you will need. So you could have like a CTA, and then you go below and you start talking about the features and the benefits, and then you have another CTA, and then you go down and you talk about the bonuses. Then you have another CTA, and you basically have like levels to your copy, because it depends at what point someone is going to be sold. So this is how it would go. And then you have the creative, and then you have the headline and the call to action. So the headline would be like the last bit, but also the first bit that people see that would make them actually read the entire copy. And the CTA would just be there for the people that scroll through, or they might see your Facebook ad again, if it's because the Facebook ads never usually show just once, they will show like twice or 3 times even. So when they're scrolling through, they'll recognize the creative, and they might just give it a click then. So that's basically the formula for writing Facebook ads. But as you saw, different ads have different formats. So this is for the basic one with the creative copy and the stuff underneath it. But in a carousel, you'll have a headline underneath each creative. And then on the stories on Instagram, the Facebook, the ad formats are a little bit different, so you might have to adapt it. But basically, writing any copy is about the pain points, the solution, and then the call to action. Okay, so the last part of this video the last two parts of this video. One is going to be some additional tips, and the second part is going to be how do you know if your Facebook ad copy is actually working. The first thing I would say is that Instagram has a character count of like 2,000, I think. It comes up to something like 300 words. And the thing is that your customer, if he has a Facebook page, he also has an Instagram page, and they're connected, and he can run his Facebook ad onto Instagram automatically. But Facebook allows for very long copy, and then Instagram limits the copy. So if you're writing for an ad that's also going to Instagram, make sure that you know, so that you can keep it short to the required to the maximum character limit for Instagram, so that it doesn't get cut off in a weird point when it's being shown to people. So just double check that with your client. The next thing is that Facebook ads, there's an algorithm which kind of accepts and rejects the ads, and I think there's also people reviewing ads. So what happens is sometimes ads get flagged and they get rejected. It could be of words that you use in the copy, could be because of the creative as well. But something that I was told by some of my clients who run Facebook ads, because I had no idea, is that Facebook doesn't like when you use the second person too much in the Facebook copy ad. So you don't want to say too many you, like, hey, are you struggling with this? Do you want this? You want to use the first person, so I, and the third person, like he, she, because then you're avoiding basically getting flagged by the algorithm. Now the next thing is emojis. So a lot of people put many emojis in the Instagram and Facebook ad copy, and that's okay as long as the target audience is going to respond well to that. If you're writing, for instance, to CEOs of huge firms, maybe putting too many emojis in the ad copy is not a great idea, or maybe you shouldn't put any at all. If you're writing to younger people, that's awesome. If you're writing to the general audience, and it depends on the topic you're writing about as well. So just be careful with emojis, don't overdo it. And also because I think it's becoming like the flagship for people, because we become desensitized to ads anyway. So when you're scrolling through Facebook, you will see every third post is an ad. So a lot of people, they learn to associate certain things with ads, and then they just ignore them. So if you have like loads of emojis and they've seen loads of ads with loads of those emojis, they will just automatically skip through. So yeah, emojis is kind of like, you have to get a feel for what the ad is like and who is it going to. The terminology. So I mentioned to you ad creative before. Ad creative is basically going to be the image, the video, or whatever it goes in the main big square on the social media ad. Conversions, that basically refers to what percentage of people convert from the ad. So if your ad is to get people to buy a product, for instance, or to sign up to a lead magnet. Let's go back to the example of the lead magnet where you fill in the form. If that's what you're writing, the conversions would be how many people of those that saw the ad, how many of them downloaded and put their email address down. That would be a conversion rate. Leads, so this would be basically another way of saying conversions, but it's like how many of the people that signed up. So conversions give you a percentage, right? This amount of people, this percentage converted. And then leads are basically what amount of people converted. So you would have, for instance, if you had 100 people saw the ad, 10 people downloaded, so you had 10 leads from the ad, which also means that it was a 10% conversion rate. That should make sense. But also if your ad campaign is a little bit different, so you're writing the ad and then you have a link in the ad copy that they click and they go over there, and then they have a landing page, and then they download something from the landing page. You would have the amount of people that click through to the landing page. This is the CTR, the click-through rate, and then the amount of people that sign up on the landing page, that would be your conversion rate or your lead amount, or the amount of your leads. So it kind of depends on the ad layout and the funnel. So you have CTR, which is the click-through rate, the conversion rate, the lead numbers. Then you have CPC, which is cost per click. So this would, for instance, if your client is spending $100, so far his ad spend was $100, and he converted, his conversion rate was 10% with the 10 leads out of the 100 people that saw it. That means that he paid $10 per lead. Guys, so I just hopped back on here to explain the cost per click and cost per lead to you, because I feel like I didn't do a very good job in the video. So here I am again. So I'm going to give you an example from a real life example from my work. This is something that I've been working on with my client. So I did his Facebook ad copy, and basically let me explain to you how his campaign works so that you have a good understanding. First of all, I'm just going to paint this whole thing black so I can draw on it. Don't worry, I'll delete it later so we can go over the statistics, but this is just so you understand how his campaign is working, what his funnel looks like. So let's do it in red. So here we have the Facebook ad. Okay. Facebook ad. What happens is I did the copy for his ad, and then the CTA of the ad is to get people to go from Facebook to a landing page, which is basically his website. And on the website, the call to action or the next step for the client is to leave their email address and phone number so that he can call them, and then he'll get them on the phone. Oh, this was supposed to be a phone. Well, you get it. He gets them on the phone, and then he makes them a paying client. Okay, so what happens is the people that click to the landing page, this is where we get the CTR from. And then the people that enter their email address, this is where we get the CPL, cost per lead, from. And then the CTR is also the CPC, cost per click. Okay, so I'm going to explain this to you right now. Let me just get rid of all this stuff. Let's just remove all of it. So at the bottom, like at the top, my client has prepared this very, very beautiful stuff here. This was prepared by him. And then this comes from Facebook Ads Manager. Now, forgive me, this is in Spanish because my client is Spanish, and it's also in Polish because his business is in Poland. So it's a little bit complicated, but you don't need to understand what it says because I will explain it to you. So let's go to the statistics, to the data. I will show you where the CTR is. The CTR is here. And now we have different CTRs because we have different ads here. So basically this is the same campaign, right? All of these ads lead to the same landing page, but basically they're divided into different audiences. So we have women over 50, we have people interested in sports, and so on and so on. So all these different ads have different creatives and different copy, and I had to basically do copy for each one, so it was targeting a different person, but they all go to the same landing page, and over there they're all supposed to leave their phone number so that my client can call them. So what happens is all these people, impressions is basically how many people saw the ads, and then frequency is how frequently how many times they saw the ad, but you don't need to know that. So I don't know why I'm showing you. Anyway, so here we have the results, and that means how many people have actually registered on his landing page. So let's say we got their email address or their phone number on the landing page. This was the cost for result. So cost per lead. And this is basically calculated by how many people went to the landing page and how many people registered, and then what's the total amount he spent on the Facebook ad campaign. So you basically divide the total amount by the amount of people that registered, and that's how you get CPL. Now, that's cost per lead. Now, cost per click, you can see here my client has put it into his sheet. Cost per click is basically how many people clicked from the ad to the landing page. So here we have that we have the percentage, right? And then we have how many people visited the landing page. So what you would do is you would get the sum of this, and then you would divide the total sum he spent on advertising by the amount of people that clicked to the landing page, and then you would get the cost per click. So again, cost per click refers to how much did it cost the client for each person that clicked from Facebook to the landing page or whatever the call to action is on the Facebook ad. And then cost per lead is basically the end goal of the campaign. So his end goal is getting the phone number so he can call them. So how many people signed up. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you learned a lot, and I'm sure that when the time comes that you're actually doing a Facebook ad order, or maybe you're actually about to do it, that's why you watched this video, I hope that it helped and the information is useful. I think it probably gave you a good base, and if you have any more questions, feel free to leave the comments. Leave them in the comments. And you can also message me on my social media if you would like to talk in more detail. And yeah, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share it or save it for later. Subscribe if you like the channel and you want more videos like this.